Edmund Sulkowski, and welcome to Healthy Pets, Healthy Owners. I'd like to welcome my special guest today, Washington County Commissioner Diana Irey Vaughan. Diana, welcome to Healthy Pets, Healthy Owners.
Thank you so much for having me on.
You know, Diana's been a Washington County Commissioner for 23 years. That's dedication, Diana.
It is.
That's a long time, and if anybody understands Washington County, I think you do.
Thank you.
You know, over those years, you certainly have met a lot of people and have worked through a lot of situations that occur in this county that we live in. And one of your focuses is on wellness.
Yes.
So you were quite involved in this program that you call the Washington County Wellness Program.
Yes.
Can you tell us about this and how it started and how it's progressed over time?
Well, in 2006, we decided that we needed to take more of a proactive role in our employees' health. So we began with a program where we brought Washington Hospital in, and they did a number of things, blood work for cholesterol, triglycerides, glucose numbers, and they did blood pressure, body mass index, and the employees would fill out these questionnaires that dealt with stress and your family history for illnesses. And you would put all this together. It would go into a computer system, and then it would give you your age versus your physical age versus your chronological age. And then it would give you suggestions on how to improve your age. And it was an eye-opener because we had people that came out of this initially that were shocked to see that their physical age was 10 plus years more than their chronological age. So we started designing programs to assist our employees with a better age for their health. And I will tell you, we had one employee, the very first time we did this, we had one employee that immediately was told, you have to get to a cardiologist immediately. His numbers were really bad. You need to be checked. And he ended up within days having open heart surgery. Wow. He credited our wellness program with saving his life. And you know, we've continued to grow this program over the years. We started in 2006.
So you do this by educating everybody?
We do.
The do's and the don'ts and the shoulds and the should nots?
It's a lot like that, and it's even deeper than that. So we have a dedicated employee who is the director of our wellness program. And we kick off the beginning each year of our wellness program. Now, Mon Valley Hospital comes in and they do a 37 multiphasic test, blood work done. And again, the employees go in through Highmark. We have Highmark insurance, and they go into Highmark's system and answer a whole lot of questions, input this information, and it gives them their score and their peer average score. Okay. And then we receive collective information about our group back from Highmark, and then we design programs around assisting with the health issues of employees. So, for instance, we know that nutrition is a huge issue. We provide at no cost one-on-one nutritional counseling. We frequently provide seminars on cooking and geared towards nutrition. We've done diabetes prevention. We do smoking cessation classes. We do monthly blood pressure checks for individuals. We have had the Biggest Loser contests. We do the walking challenge, the 10,000 step challenge, and it usually lasts over a period of 10 weeks. And departments compete against each other, and we make it very competitive. We offer a lot of prizes for participation, and we do so much. The smoking cessation, I think, has been one of the best programs that we've offered to the employees. But we do Breast Cancer Awareness Month in October, and we have health fairs that take place in our public meeting rooms where we have vendors come in and offer information on all sorts of wellness programs that are out there. We do a reduced fee at the Cameron Wellness Center if individuals want to join the center. We do heart health, a lot on heart health. We've seen stress as a huge issue for a lot of our employees, and probably because they work in public service. It can be very stressful, especially agencies like Children and Youth Services and Public Safety. You know, the people who are answering those phones, going out into those homes, it's pretty challenging.
So how many employees are we talking about?
Well, since we recently sold our nursing home, we're down now to just over 700 employees that we offer these services to. And we've seen a reduction in usage of chronic conditions that have been able to be avoided or improved because of participation in the program. And with all the things that we offer, we call it a report card. It's a scorecard. So for every activity you participate in that the county provides, and even for things you might participate in the county is not directly providing, you get scored numbers for participation, and you can receive at the end of the year, at the end of the program, an additional $250 in your paycheck.
Wow.
So we offer an incentive.
So ultimately, I would think that the insurance rates would end up coming down as the population becomes a little healthier.
We've seen a slowed increase. I mean, I don't think anyone's seeing a reduction, but the increases that we've received are not as high as a number of other businesses that we've compared to. We also, Highmark came in and provided monies that we were able to offer to different departments and allow them to put some fitness tools in their departments. So you might see an individual sitting on a stability ball, you might see some hand weights that they're doing at their desk. So we've really tried to encourage a lot of different activities. We have activities that take place at lunchtime or immediately after work, everything from line dancing to kickboxing to Zumba. We've had a whole array of fitness tools that we've used for the employees.
So ultimately, you want a healthier employee.
Yes.
Less downtime, less sick time.
Less sick days. We have reduced sick days with the employees that participate.
And then a happier employee because
Yes.
you're reducing the stress.
Yes.
And this is all funded how?
We have funded it largely. It began through Highmark, offered incentive funding, and then it's a very small amount. It's right around, I think now, $100,000 that we pay each year, which the savings far exceeds what we'd be seeing in rate increases if we did not provide this program. 2 years ago, we expanded it to financial wellness, knowing that so many individuals have a lot of stress when it comes to finances. And so we bring in a financial coach, teach people basically financial literacy, programs that they can go through to understand more about their finances, put a spending plan together to take control of their finances. So we've seen that has been very popular as well.
Yeah, nobody ever teaches us that. We don't learn that in
I love
school.
to teach people that.
Well, you know, 23 years as a county commissioner, you've worked heavily with financing and budgeting and
Yes,
so
I
forth.
have.
So if anybody's an expert at it, it's you. But the whole idea is then to have a healthier employee, a happier employee,
Yes.
reduce the cost of sick time,
Yes.
and then actually increasing productivity.
It does all of that. You know, there's no downside to having a robust wellness program. We received an award from the governor several years back for our wellness program. You know, we've done so much. We've been very competitive with what we do. I think the next step, and I haven't gotten the support for this, but the next step I think to consider are wellness days. So when you hit 50, it's time for a colonoscopy. Someone decides to do that, you know, they miss a day of work. Maybe we should have a few well hours that individuals can take to encourage them to go for their annual physical, to get that mammogram, you know, to get that colonoscopy or whatever other test they need to have. That might be the next step, because what we see is so oftentimes we have a younger workforce that are saving their sick days for when their children are sick and they need to be with them. So sometimes they're avoiding using that time. So if we had committed well hours that could be allocated specifically for proactive doctor visits and testing, that may also provide a further incentive.
So do you mandate the employees to be involved in this program?
Now, it's elective. It's an elective program. Our participation rate, unfortunately, is about 24%, which we're told is good, but if we could get to 50%, I would just be elated if we could get that high with the employees. One thing we've talked about, looked at, haven't moved forward with it yet, are the treadmill desks where you don't have to. Have you seen these?
Yes, I have.
Because we have a lot of departments where, example, IT, information technology, is sedentary lifestyle. And if people can just move a little bit, you know, that helps them a great deal. You will see a lot more people taking the stairs now than you used to. And I love when I'm on the first floor, I take up to the 7th floor, you know, I always take the stairs. I never take the elevator.
Yeah.
And I've been amazed at how many people I run into in the stairwell. With even 5 years ago, that wasn't the case.
Yeah, even just sitting at if you have a sit-down job at your desk, even just getting up every so often, standing up is beneficial.
That's
and
exactly
just not
right.
Sitting there.
And I use the Apple Watch, and it reminds you when you've been sitting too long to get up and move around. You have your stand goal should be 12 hours a day. That's your stand goal. For 12 hours, you need to move for at least 1 minute. let me make sure everybody understands that. The 10,000 steps is that's the threshold. You need to have 10,000 steps a day. We hand out the pedometers for people to track their steps. We've competed in corporate walking challenges. We've had lunchtime walking tours through the city of Washington to encourage employees to come out, get out of the office. We will, within the next year, be doing improvements on our courthouse annex building, and we had a design recently presented to us that gives us kind of a walking track around our building to further encourage employees to get out and move around and walk a little bit, and some outdoor tables that they could actually go outside for some sunshine to conduct a meeting. Lunchtime. So we're trying to, think in a broader sense of what can we do to improve the health of our employees, which cuts down on sick time. It reduces healthcare costs. It provides a happier environment for the employees, and it's a win-win-win.
How many commissioners are there?
There are 3 of us.
3 of us.
Yes, and everyone participates, so the commissioners all participate.
Yeah.
And we do offer.
That was my next question. Is everybody involved in
We all
doing
participate, and you'll frequently see all 3 of us, Chairman Larry Maggi, Harlan Schober, and myself. You'll see all 3 of us at community events, walking or jogging, and Commissioner Larry Maggi likes to take his 6-year-old granddaughter, and she'll do up to 2-mile races. Even she's done some 5Ks with him. So you'll see all of us participating.
So is this happening in other counties as well?
It's in a few counties. It's not in as many counties as it should be, in my opinion, just because it's the right thing to do, and it reduces your overall costs. And it's a very small expenditure for the benefit you receive financially. We've encouraged a lot of other counties to start a program like this. Washington County's been so successful, we've had other businesses, when they hear about our program, that they ask, and we provide the information with them on how we've been able to be successful.
Yeah, Washington County is kind of a unique county. And, I sit on the board for the Drug and Alcohol Commission.
And thank you for doing that. We
it's
appreciate
awesome.
that.
I tell you, it's been a wonderful learning experience, and I'm happy to be involved with a wonderful group of people.
Great.
Some of these commissions and boards talk, and these people do.
Yeah.
And I like that aspect of it. But they're becoming the model for other counties as well. So Washington County seems to have it going on here.
We really do. I think that Washington County has an innovative spirit, and we try to be a leader in trying new things, trying to find solutions to problems, and just improve the lives of the people that we serve. And that's our job, is to make the lives of the people we serve better in some way, deliver the services that we're required to deliver to them so they have a better quality of life and they want to live, work, and raise their families right here in Washington County.
Right. Is there a chance that this program could help educate the general population and the average person get involved in this?
We'd be happy to do that. We're very proud of our wellness program. And we started it, as I said, in 2006. And I can tell you now, I'm a little bit of a nerd. You might know that about me. And I have a spreadsheet where I have the basic information on a spreadsheet year to year, the cholesterol, glucose, triglycerides, my scores. I keep track of that, and I'm competitive against myself at trying to improve my health every year.
Well, see, that's awesome, because my mantra all the time is you never put your health in charge of somebody with somebody else. You have to be in charge of your own health.
That's exactly right,
Yeah.
and it's about personal responsibility sometimes, and you have to take responsibility for your health. My mother, as I grew up, was always ill, never healthy. And I got to this point where I had one of the aha moments in my life when I was suffering from tremendous migraines and vertigo. And I said, I'm not going to live like this. And so I hired a trainer who was also versed in nutrition, and she worked with me for several years. I stayed on that path when I hit 40 years old. And now I'm 55, and since I turned 40, I have always been in a very regimented fitness routine because I see the health benefits of it. Right. We have a director that could have died, was taken to the hospital, glucose number was over 600, started walking, doing great. So we can look to a lot of people who have really changed their lives with nutrition and fitness, just looking at everything towards wellness.
On top of all of this, you're involved with veterans.
Yes.
And I love that aspect of you. We're also doing a thing with veterans and service dogs, which I have to talk to you about at some point in time. We haven't discussed this. But tell us about your involvement with veterans. Well,
I'm married to a gentleman who's serving in year 41 of the Armed Forces. He was Marine for 12 years, then went Army Reserves. He's retired state police. But I've been through 4 mobilizations with him. He's had 7 mobilizations in 14 years as a reservist. And I just have a heart for veterans. And so I started running more long distance. I hadn't done anything more than about a 5K until November of 2016. I ran my first half marathon. I raised money for Washington City Mission Women and Children's Shelter. Well, then they started this new project for a homeless veterans shelter. It's called Patriot House. It's a 22-bed facility for honorably discharged homeless veterans. And I don't know if you know this, but veterans are twice as likely to suffer from substance use disorder, twice as likely to be homeless. And so they're really stepping up for the community. They're not government funded. They're private donations. And so I ran my first full marathon last May. I ran Pittsburgh, and training is something else for a marathon, and raised money for the veteran shelter. And then in January, I again stepped up. I ran what's called the Goofy Challenge in Disney World. Yeah. I ran a half marathon Saturday, the full marathon Sunday. So I've raised around $100,000 now for the city mission.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
And so this is being built where?
Right in the city of Washington. It's called Patriot House. It will be opening, and I have the date. I think it's July. It opens. But they have a lot of veterans there, and they do a tremendous job for trying to get people back on their feet. Their success rate is 69%.
It's amazing.
69%. That's a tremendous success rate.
Yeah. And then there is a tremendous connection with opioid addiction and drug addiction and
yes.
the PTSD.
And
there you
veterans
go.
are also twice as likely to commit suicide.
Yeah.
And you speak of a dog for veterans, so I've gotten to know a young hero, Marine, from Uniontown, and he's actually hoping to move into Peters Township. We're hoping he's going to be a resident here, who served in Iraq, came home safe, went to Afghanistan. His sergeant stepped on an IED, leg came off. He went in to get him, to save him, and he stepped on an IED. He lost one leg at the hip, one at the knee.
Wow.
Both lungs collapsed, broken back, both arms broken, and temporarily blinded. And he has survived. He's 28 years old, Brandon Rumbaugh. He is a true American hero and is somebody that has the most positive outlook on life you would ever imagine. And he just set a national bench pressing record last spring.
Wow.
Yeah, he's tremendous. And he has a dog. He had some security issues, so he has a dog himself that was trained specifically for him. Through the Veterans Program, they supplied this dog for him, Sam, and Sam's a tremendous dog.
Yeah. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I'm not going to give out the information about what we're doing yet because it's all in works being put together. But we're going to be having a van, and we're going to be picking up. There's an organization in Florida that trains dogs at a cost of $20,000 a dog and supplies them
Yes.
free to veterans. So we're going to be part of that mix of bringing the dog here, and they're hoping to build a facility in Greensburg. So I'm going to be involved in that. And,
Well, let me know what I can do to help,
yeah,
because I'm all about it, and you know I love dogs. I'm a
how many
huge,
dogs do you have?
Well, 3 full-time at my home. Any holiday, there's going to be at least 6.
Yeah.
There's 5 there right now because my children bring theirs over. But there's nothing more therapeutic or relaxing, in my opinion, than an animal.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
and isn't it amazing, the bond between human and animal, when there's no real verbal understanding of what you're saying, and this bond that's created?
Yeah. You know, I think they make a mental connection.
Yes, I agree.
And they do begin to understand, you know, what you're saying and how you're saying it, and you understand and interpret them as well. That's my experience.
I've got one that doesn't understand no yet.
Well, that you know, sometimes those dogs can control you, but yeah, no, there's a tremendous bond between people and animals, and you know, that's a wonderful thing. So, you know, we're not a political show, Diana, but you know, sometimes you just cannot not be political, you know, when you see some injustices and so forth.
Yeah.
But I would like you to take the opportunity. You're doing something that's really stepping away from what you're accustomed to doing, but you're taking what you're doing on a broader scope.
I am.
So tell us what's happening with Diana Irey Vaughan.
Well, right now I'm running for Lieutenant Governor, running as
For the state of Pennsylvania.
For the state of Pennsylvania, for the Commonwealth. I'm running with Paul Mango, who's running for governor. I had come out and endorsed him last spring. I've been involved in his campaign. And in January, he asked me to run for lieutenant governor and be his running mate. So that's what I'm doing right now. And, you know, when he told me why he wanted me to step up, it was about the great success we've had in Washington County, the experience I have on the county level, actually knowing how state programs and mandates and legislation impacts people on a very personal level, because we are the entity that delivers the services that the state mandates. And so we see the impact. So he asked me to step up, and so I'm in the race.
So you know, I watch politics sometimes, you know, and you see some people that what I call career politicians, and they're just looking at where they can step up, and step up. But you've been working for this county for 23 years.
Yes.
To benefit this county, not to benefit Diana, is the way I see it, and knowing you over these years. And now you're having a wonderful opportunity to do that for the whole state. So tell us what it means to be a lieutenant governor. I'm not even sure what it means to be a lieutenant governor.
Well, if you look at the law, the role of the lieutenant governor is number one. If the governor cannot fulfill their duties, you step in. But you are the chairman of the Senate, president of the Senate. You conduct the meetings. You are the chairman of the probation and parole board, and then you also are chairman of public safety. In addition, and when Paul Mango approached me, he would see the governor's role as a CEO that would go out and sell the products of Pennsylvania, bringing businesses into Pennsylvania. And the role of the lieutenant governor would be the chief operating officer, actually putting into process the plans that we collectively bring together. And so it would be wonderful to have an opportunity to replicate some of the successes we've had here in Washington County for the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I love what I do as commissioner, and had I not been asked, I probably would not have stepped up, because I just have a heart for service. And I think motivations are different. I was recruited to run the first time. Anytime I've run, I've been recruited to run really because of my commitment to the community, how active I've been in the community. And I think we all have a responsibility to try to make our community better. And just as I've expanded the role of commissioner, I do so much in the community. You know, I see that if I were to become lieutenant governor, to expand that role, to really make a difference in more than just what's on paper for responsibilities of a lieutenant governor.
So what's campaigning like?
It's grueling. It's I put in a lot of 18-hour days out of the house. You eat a lot of energy bars and drink a lot of Ensure in the car. I've been all over Pennsylvania. And you know, we all want the same thing. People want to be able to have some security about the future of the Commonwealth. They want to be able to know that crime is under control, it's being dealt with. People are very concerned about the opioid crisis, which is a huge health risk, which also, you know, we have hepatitis and HIV on the rise from that. We have all these things that are happening.
That problem creates an air of criminals and theft and so forth that feeds that. So it's multi-layered. It's just not somebody's addicted to drugs, because when you have a habit to support, you're doing whatever you can to support that.
That's correct. So the crime rate, you know, it has been impacted. Up to 80% of individuals who commit crimes are under the influence of something. Another aspect, right now it's around 11% of all newborn babies are born in clinical active dependency in Washington County, 11%. But if you talk to the docs, they'll tell you it's more like 25% that the mother has disclosed the infant shows some signs of addiction. So then you have a lot of children that are being removed from the home. It's almost 80% of children removed from the home. Parents have substance use disorder in the home. Other issues too, but we see that. And you know, these children are growing up thinking this is normal, higher propensity of them to lead the same lifestyle.
Yes.
So we really have to address this. It's a public health issue.
You know, this program that you're involved in with the Wellness for Washington County is certainly going to help you as you're putting the efforts to run for lieutenant governor. And all the stress and activity there.
Running is my stress relief.
Diane, we're going to have you back hopefully in the near future. We're at the end of our show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. That's Washington County Commissioner Diana Irey Vaughan, who's now running for lieutenant governor of the state of Pennsylvania. Remember, a healthy pet is a happy pet, and when you're healthy, you're happy too. We'll see you next time. Remember, you can listen to me live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on AM 1250 The Answer, on my radio show, Healthy Pets, Healthy People. Diane's going to be on there on May 19th, in fact. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.